how old were you when you started getting into stocks?
I started getting into stocks in high school and read Warren Buffett's The Snowball, figured out the richest people on the planet were hedge fund managers. So I was like, okay, this is worth looking into. And yeah, just I basically found that one of my friends, good friend's grandpa ran a mutual fund. And so me and my friend Julian, the Apple guy, we like raced to hit him up to be like, I want an internship. No, I want an internship. And he was like, guys, like, let's just start a stock club. And so we started every Thursday, my sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school, went to this guy's house and had like lessons for a couple hours about the stock market. It was like amazing, totally changed my life. And I think that's my recommendation to like anyone who wants to learn about the stock market. Find a mentor, start investing, lose money, and like just really find those people that kind of know and they want to help, I think, in a lot of cases.
Did you paper trade to start? So paper trading is when you trade money that's not real money, you just pretend to invest. Did you do that, or how did you start?
Yeah, I started my freshman year of high school. We had like a paper trade portfolio and we did that and it was like really fun. And then I was like, kind of got more into it. And then actually my mentor was like, it's just different. Paper is different than when your actual money is on the line. And so I had $1,000 in savings and I was like, I'm gonna put $1,000 in to the stock market. And if I lose it, I got an amazing education. And if, you know, whatever, like, I don't care. And so I bought Sony stock in 07, crumbled, basically lost everything, but learned, got hooked. And yeah, and I think that's the great thing is like start with a little bit of money that you know you can lose. And I think you only lose by failing. A lot of people are scared of failure for a million different reasons, and I think that's why a lot of people aren't good at investing because they don't want to get punched in the face 20 times, you know?
Right, no, really good point. You just said basically that $1,000 was almost like your tuition for that course.
Exactly.
Like, I mean, so many people would easily spend thousands of dollars on some course to learn something, French, but like the thought of losing $1,000 in the stock market is like, oh my God, I would never do that.
And it's really crazy because I was always super nerdy into the stock market and it's like was my thing, and I felt like this tiny piece of the world that no one ever cared about. And then like I just kept kind of focusing and researching it. So I don't know if your thing is stock investing, but my point to this is like you focus on you, kind of like what you guys are doing, creating your own lane, creating, and like the world comes to you instead of trying to pretend who you think the world wants you to be. And so like me being super nerdy, I would go to shareholder meetings when there was no one there for like a $20 million micro cap company and like make my friend Julian, who I keep bringing up, he would go with me and like we're there at the Jones Soda shareholder meeting, you know, and it seems so nerdy and lame and no one cared. And then, you know, now I went to the Tesla shareholder meeting, like ended up talking to Elon Musk, ended up getting to meet Elon Musk at the shareholder meeting. So like that dumb nerdy thing that I did a decade ago and just started ended up being like this so much bigger. So yeah, it's been a really, really crazy journey, honestly.
Wow, that's really cool. I think our educational system is failing so many people because we don't talk about money in school. Like, did you learn about money in school?
No, there's no, and that's like a huge reason why I started HyperChange, like taxes, investing, money, like nobody wants to talk about that. And that's more important than like biology in a lot of ways, or like math. That's, you know, that is math that you actually need to know. Like,
right, I don't know, so many people reach out to us and are like, okay, I want to start investing. I have no clue where to start. And that's the hardest thing is it's like, I want to help them, but it's like, there's, like you said, it's a, you know, it's a process. You have to learn it. What advice would you give? You gave great advice as to like start actually finding a mentor and so forth. But if they are ready to invest, you know, a little bit of their side cash that they might have laying around, is there any advice as to like what a broker to use or how to get involved, like Robinhood or something like that?
I mean, you can Google a broker. I think that's the easy part. I think the biggest thing that people overlook is like investing is understanding and analyzing a business. So like you're gonna have to get really good and down and dirty at knowing what that business does. So go to their website, read every press release, listen to every conference call, and you'll watch what management says, how that unfolds. You know, you'll see how this changes over time. Think about every investment as a case study. Like I personally, that's how I learn. It's just case study after case study after case study. And yeah, I don't know, I wish I had a good answer of like how to help people to learn, because that's like what my theory behind HyperChange was. Like everyone asked me the same thing. How do I get started? How do I learn? Gally, like, you know, stocks, that seems so cool. Like, and eventually I was like, screw it. I'm just gonna make essentially the things that nobody wants to say, your most vulnerable ideas about stocks, your most controversial, your most things that could be wrong, your deepest, like most honest, raw thoughts about stocks. I'll just put that on the internet for free, because I think people will be able to get so much value, like just based on what I think, and then they can start thinking on their own. So I think about this all the time, honestly, about how do we fix this.
A lot of people think that stock trading is only fun if you're buying and then selling, right? Day trading is so sexy, right? You know, I'll buy low, sell high. But what you're doing largely is boring, right? You buy probably at a price you think is a little low, or a company you think is doing really well, and then I think you're pretty much a long holder.
Like hold as long as like decades, like, you know what I mean? So long.
But what do you say to people that are like, so boring, just, what do you just buy this dog and then sit on it? Like, what do you say to people like that?
They're not investors. Like, I think that's the other thing. It's like, you got to put in your 10,000 hours if you want to be an investor. If you want to just day trade and get rich tomorrow, like, good luck. You might as well go to the casino. You know, I went through my whole phase of day trading, technicals, flipping the silver bubble. You can Google it. The silver went to like $50 an ounce and skyrocketed. I was trading weekly options, going up like 10x, losing 10x, you know? So I've done that, and I just realized, like, I don't want to bet on like weird algorithms and gamble. Like, I want to do homework on technologies that are changing the world and give those companies money to help them change the world. Like,
so actually investing.
Invest in the future you believe in. Yeah, literally investing.
Just trading, right. That's a good,
No, seriously, actually, you hit the nail on the head. It's investing, not trading. Right. It's just that there's two mindsets kind of.